onye me nke ọma ebunie ya enu si ya jide nke oji na-aga n'iru biko ka anyị gbakọ kịta wee kene na Eze-Ana Eze-Ana ga-adị Eze-Ana ugochitubelu nwoke ọma na oraifite ị ga-adị ọdịnala bụ eziokwu ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ ị ma na o nwere olu na-eti mkpu na-asị ụmụ Igbo chigharịa ụmụ Igbo chigharịa kwa mbọsị ọ na-eti n'ụtụtụ n'abalị ọ nọ na nkuzi Eze-Ana ugochitubelu onye ọma na oraifite onye mgbasa ozi ọma ọdịnala gaba n'iru Eze-Ana ugochitubelu onye mmanya ji eme ọnụ ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ gaba n'iru Eze-Ana ugochitubelu onye ọma na oraifite onye mgbasa ozi ọma ọdịnala gaba n'iru Eze-Ana ugochitubelu onye mmanya ji eme ọnụ ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ gaba n'iru Eze-Ana ga-adị ugochitubelu ga-adị ugochitubelu tempụl ọ ya adị maka na eziokwu anwa chacha ndị ụka erigo anyị front and back ndị oche eli anyị front and back faji asị kala aka ghọrị ụmụ Igbo si anyị rapụ nke anyị na nke fe ka mma bulu Baịbụl bịa akwụkwọ akụkọ mepekwa chọọchị fa okwu n'ụka bịakwa.
All over the world, lovers of Ezeoku TV Plus, I welcome you all in today's section of question and answer. We have with us here an ordinary evangelist. Sir, you're highly welcome.
Well done.
Please introduce yourself.
My names are Ogbuefi Eze-Ana, ugochitubelu na oraifite. Abụ m onye isi nchụaja na ugochitubelu ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afa miri emi dokwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja na ọdịnala Restoration Evangelical Mission. Bụrụkwazi onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me an ordinary evangelist. I will answer. My mission is to help people live better life.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And before we proceed with today's question and answer, is there anything else you wish to say to our viewers?
Viewers all over the world, as you are joining us, keep sharing the messages for our administration. I broke any nature issue and I na-achụ ọnwa ọbụla nke ọnwa June ka na-aga n'iru nwekwara ike iso na nke ọnwa July. Ihe abụ aja mbụ n'elu aja epụta ihe aja esigoro na ya bụ n'imirikite ndị mmadụ elu ndị mmadụ na-esi oru si Igbo wee na-join ya distance abụrụ ebara ya n'iso na ya bụ aja aja mbụ n'elu aja epụta ihe aja esigoro na ya bụ ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ elu ihe anyị na-eme bụ na anyị na-ewere ya three prayer request ebe n'ọlta na-achụ aja na-aga ọfọ na-ekwubi okwu n'isi gị n'isi ụtụtụ ejegori m na temple chụọ aja gaa ọfọ kwubi okwu n'isi ndị niile sonyela anyị all over the globe. Nke ọzọ ihe amazi bụ na o nwere ndị sonyere anyị na aja orugo almost going to 3 years anyị bidoro aja o nwere ndị na-esonye anyị since anyị bidoro echi date. Yes, even every year o nwere ndị na-abụ 2024 ha ebukori every January ha ebuko throughout the month ka ha dị sure na ha skip every 1 month. Anyị na ihe anyị na-eme na anyị na-edewa prayer request n'ọlta na-achụ aja na-aga ọfọ na-ekwubi okwu n'isi ụbọchị nchịkọta ya n'aka ụbọchị ikpeazụ nke ọnwa June anyị ga-eje na mmiri chụọrọ ndị mmiri aja mee saraka goro ihe ọnụ na-eri gbagọta na Enu-Ana na temple chụọ aja animals to entities of powerful na temple jeje n'ebe nchụaja gbuo ebulu ya mesara aka. I can tell you na ike dị na aja a na-achụ n'igwe maka na igwe bụ ike. So ọ bụrụ na ịchọrọ isonye na aja ma ọ bụ na o nwere ajụjụ ị nwere na nkụzi nje ka ịnụta chaatị m na WhatsApp 08057837672. I repeat 08057837672 ma ọkwa 08138243871.
You're highly welcome once again, sir.
Okay.
And the first question for today is, Um, is there any sharing formula for a man with one wife?
Yes. Now in ordinary Igbo, sharing formula of a man's wealth. Yes. In Igbo land, if a man want to share his formula, depending on how many sons he has. One, but don't forget that the man, the owner of the properties, still have the right to choose or share as he wishes. Yes, but normally, if everything are equal, the man in question will give his OP. Yes, his OP in Igbo land means where the man lives. That is the village house, which he inherited from his own father. He will give that OP to his first son, if everything is equal. Then that OP is not solely given to the first son. Naturally, as our custom stipulates, the man will divide the OP into two. One goes to the first son, while the mbuke goes to the last son. Let me explain. In the ancient time, a man normally built a house. Yes, a house for himself as the head of the family, the spiritual head. Now build mbuke. Mbuke is a small house he built for his own wife. Yes, mbuke often goes to the little bit back near kitchen, while a man's house will be in the front. Yes. So if a man want to share his land, he gives the obi, the outer part of his compound, to the first son. Then you give the inner part of it to the last son. Then if the man has like other sons, what he normally do is that he will now share other land among the other children, male children. Then, however, some people will ask me, why is it that oftentimes the first son often get the highest portion? The primary purpose is that don't forget that the mother of the child is still alive, or maybe the man is still alive. So for that reason, and for the fact that if for any reason there is a female child of that family that goes to marriage, yes, that or did not marry or go for marriage and come back, that it did not favor her, the child, the female child will still live in that compound. Yes, he can't throw them away. So for that reason, they will call the first child normally gets a little bit larger land in order to accommodate any of the child or the female child of the family that returned from marriage or that did not marry at all. So that is the sharing formula. However, after giving that land to the first son, the man still has the right to have a favorite child that he might decide to give greater percentage of his land. Yes, because maybe how that particular child treated him, he might decide that when he's old, that this particular child will often pay attention to my health, buy my drugs, take the person to hospital. For that reason, you decide to give him some certain compensation in appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
The second question is there any sharing formula for a man with more wives?
Yes. Thank you for that question. If in our culture, if a man has more wives, more than one, how they normally share the formula is they share the properties of the man per head of that woman. Example, if the man has like 2 wives, what he normally do is that Remember, every first child of the mother is diopara. Yes, because what diopara is a womb opener of a woman. Yes, that is a male womb opener of a woman is diopara. So for that reason, what it means is the man has many diopara in his compound. Maybe this diopara is coming from the first wife, this one is coming from the second wife, this one is coming from the third wife, as case may be. They are all dioparas. In our custom, Igbo custom, what the man will do is to share the properties among the three dioparas. So if you get your own share of the man's property, you take it home to accommodate your own mother and your siblings. Even if you people are like maybe 4 in number, or 3 in number, or 2 in number, take your own share, go and accommodate your own siblings. Yes, as maybe diopara for the first woman. Then diopara for the second wife, we should get their own portion. Now whatever you get, go and share it among your own brothers, as case may be. The same thing with the third wife. Yes. However, after sharing this thing into 3 portions, the man can still keep whatever he wants personally and decide to add it up to the favorite child. Definitely, a man can have the favorite child. Maybe the child is the one that is care more about him among the all his children, whether coming from the first wife, second wife, or even the third wife. That is how it's shared. So the man still have the sole power to decide to give whoever he choose to give lion share. Thank you.
Okay, sir. This issue of outcast, can you dig more deep on the issue of outcast and its solution?
Yeah, the outcast is what happened, because I remember those days. I asked my father to tell me more about this outcast of a thing. Outcast is simple means, all the days there is nothing like police, there is nothing like court. So there's some people that we face lots of maybe intimidation, or people are looking after them to kill and whatever. That of fear, the person will run into a shrine. Once he run into the shrine and take nzu from that shrine and link that akụkụ anaghị mbamba, automatically the villagers will see the person as a child to that deity. Nobody dares to go and hurt the person. Yes. So, and because he's already dedicated himself to the protection of that particular deity, he will live within the proximity of that shrine. He can even eat goats, chickens, whatever that is sacrificed to that deity. He can eat them. He can even carry one, kill, and eat. Nothing will happen. But you, a external person, if he tries that, you will suffer. So that's what really happens. So then any descendant of that particular man is regarded as outcast in Igbo tradition. However, various attempts has been made to cancel it. But after I will tell you my own stand. Yes. So I remember those days I was in charismatic. I told my father that because I happen to be the son of the soil, if I find a lady I want to marry, even if the person is an outcast, that I don't bloody care, that I will marry the person. My father shouted on me and said, "My son, you can't do that." Reason is that once you do that, the village people will start avoiding you. Systematically. Most of them will not come openly to tell you why they are avoiding you. Yes. They normally use some foul language they normally use to tell people that you are outcast without even calling outcast in the mouth. So, however, I did not find love among them. Are you getting me? So I will tell you my own stand at the end of the program, at the end of this response. But what happened is that lots of effort has been made to abolish it. Yes, but the fact remains that those people that made some certain effort to abolish it um, does not really have traditional powers to do that, because they are not traditionalists. They don't understand how these things work. Now, sometimes a bishop in his diocese will make a pronunciation that the issue of outcast has been abolished. But believe in me, bishop is saying it with ordinary mouth. Bishop cannot lead by example by marrying one of them. So by so doing, people ignore bishop. Even you go to many villages, you will see it that even among the Christendom, they will still be saying, they will still be murmuring in the behind. Understand? They will not say it open. So you can see that bishop cannot close it. Yes, bishop can make pronouncements, but in among the people, doesn't hold water. Yes, I remember that those days when we are still small. I used to visit one of my uncle in Ogbuefi market in Newu. There is this particular lady, a beautiful damsel, very beautiful, tall, fair. So that this particular lady used to sell akram bread. Very beautiful. He has this show glass. Her akara is very sweet. So those times, once we see her, I would say, who is this beautiful girl, very humble, to the extent of frying akara, selling it with the bread. We normally call it A and B that time, akara bread. So every man, once he crosses your path, you must look back. Nothing will make you not to look back. So beautiful. But you see what happened? Some people, I overheard some of the grown-up then, when they say, this girl, I want to marry this girl, who is she? Okay, so we say, okay, let me call her and let me know where she's from, get her. That time there was nothing like phone. Let me know where she's coming from. Well, this is exactly my spec, this and that. Somebody will say in a low voice, oh, okay. Some people will say one thing or the other. Just say one thing that people normally have so many names they normally use to describe them, so that you will not use that word outcast. But eventually, I later heard that the lady in question later got married to a place in, I think, Okida side also. But believe in me, I will still tell you my stand. Then you can see, and I know that some Igwes later make some pronouncement that they hereby abolish it by fiat, by just saying it. And none of them was bold enough to lead by example by going to such families to get a wife. None of them. And by so doing, it makes their pronouncement null and void. So in some towns, the Igbo has spoken, but in deep down in the community, you can see that people are still murmuring and nobody is ready to bear the cat. So, but if you ask me my own stand is that God Almighty in His infinite mercy knows how He bless His people. Yes. Do you know, I have noticed that these people are very beautiful people. Yes. Some people will be thinking that I'm defending them, or maybe I'm an outcast. I'm not an outcast. You can go and verify. Yes. So, but what I can tell you, in our town, we have them. They normally settle in some certain area, but I'm not one of them. Anyway, but what I can tell you is that God normally bless them with what? Their ladies are beautiful. They are part. God bless them. So to show you that God blessings has no barricade. Then, but for me, as a traditionalist, if I happen to be opportune to lead leaders of thought, and my blame goes to the Igwes and the custodians of culture. You know why? Most towns now, what they normally have is not even a custodian of culture. What they have is selected Igwe. Maybe the person has connection in Aoka or in anywhere in the various states of Igbo land. They will go there and they favor them and give them certificate of return as Igwe elect and probably Igwe. So those people don't even know about custom. That is the problem. But if it's somebody like me, you understand, or whoever that is knowledgeable about how tradition works, he go and abolish it from the root. Yes, that's the only thing that will abolish it from the root. Yes, and if the person is still a young Igwe that is not married, what stops him from go and marry? As is to tell people that this thing has been abolished. And the only way he can do that, get all the traditionalists in that town, the Akaji of force, the Ndichirozo in those towns, bring them together and you end it. How will you end it? You bring them together and consult Afa with those deities. Let me tell you, everywhere you see those people settle, look around, you will see the deity that their great grandfather ran to. Are you following? I don't want to start citing examples so that some people will not feel that I call their names. But I can tell you, anywhere you see them, in the physical settlement, yes, in most towns, if you go, there is a place they normally settle. I saw that India be na ndị ụmụnna ma ọ bụ ndị abi n'ebe dị etu a na ha abụ nka ma ọ bụ na ha abụ nka. But if you look around, you will see a deity closer to them. Or that deity that their grandfather ran to them. So what you will do is get the Akajiofo of those deities they located. If sometimes you go, they see them in two different deities. Yes, locate the Akajiofo of that particular deity. And they consult Afa. Afa will tell you what and what that needs to be done in order to set them free. You understand? And the whole thing will be abolished. The thing is that why people normally run away from them is that if you hurt them, if you offend them, and they cry and call the deity name, example, Obuno Ofualos, let's say Olas, when you have Olas, crying for vengeance, believe in me, you will receive Brulala. So for that reason, some people that are not protected by the powers of the deity will run away from associating with them, because if you offend them, you will receive more. So if we call the Akajiofo, and a certain rites will be performed, you understand, to make it liberal, so that they can marry and people can marry them without any harm. You understand? So the only way you can abolish it is by using traditional ways to abolish it, using the same deity to abolish it. And once you do it, then the whole thing will stop, and somebody can marry them and nothing will happen. So that is my own suggestion as an Eze-Ana evangelist. However, for me, we are all human beings. I have already cited the example that you can see even people call them names, but God still bless them with abundant beauty, wonderful look and the wealth. So we are all human beings, and I don't think that such discrimination should continue. That is my own stand. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that eye-opening answer. The next question is, as Eze-Ana evangelist that you are, sir, what is Eze-Ana stand on issue of adoption?
Yes, Eze-Ana, there is so many reasons why Eze-Ana kick against adoption of a child. The reason is that the person that you adopt, you don't know the lineage, you don't know Maburu Aburu Nezuri, you don't know na Aburu na Abani, you don't know na Aburu na Ayala. You don't know no Aburu well so many other spiritual burden. You got there? I have Eze-Ana Igbo, they are front at it. Instead of Eze-Ana Igbo has many other options. Yes, as a civilized person, instead of you, that is my humble advice. As a civilized person, instead of you to go for adoption. Yes, adoption nowadays is very expensive even. I mean, if you want to go for a male child now, you'll be spending over ₦1 million. For me, I will advise you to go for IVF. Yes, because IVF, you still get sperm from the man that married the woman, maybe a childless woman, Then get the sperm from the husband and use that sperm to hatch the woman's egg, and there comes pregnancy. So for me, I advocate for this. that for total adoption from somebody you don't know, or maybe walk into motherless home, just pick any child there, for me, I will not do that. That's my own stand. Then, why ordinary Igbo frown at that is that ordinary Igbo pay more attention to the people born in the family, because their origin matters. Origin of every human being matters. You can just go and bring somebody because he's a human being from one, God knows, one root. Or maybe you go bring one Onyofe man to come to the family and probably with time become the Akajiofo of that family. How can the person who will be breaking kola nut be calling our ancestors? But because his ancestors, the origin is not from there. His mother is from Ile-Ife, his father from Oshun. How can you bring such a person to the family of Ude and be breaking kola, calling Ude and the forefathers of the family? The whole thing that they will listen to him. So because of that blunder, and the person will still grow old enough, maybe become the oldest man in the village and become the Akaji of Omuwadike village. How can he be able to call the land of the Omuwadike that their son is here to offer supplication? Can you imagine the conflict? Okay, we that normally do Afa, if such a person you adopted, maybe you did not tell him his origin, he will come, my friend, what is your name? But this guy happens to be Mobad. Example, mama is from Oshun, his father is from Abiyokuta. Yes, the biological parents. And he brought this particular child to his village. Instead of calling him Mobad, he named him Chibike. He grow with that name Chibike. If you go there, you'll be calling him them. My friend, I want to consult for you. What is your name? He said Chibike. Chibike who? What is his father's son name? He said Udezuka. From where? From Nnewi. Who does that? How do you expect that Afa to give you genuine result? This is fake identity now. Next thing is like getting blood sample from one malam, and you name it Ifeanyi Obi Onuru Ezakwa, from Ifite or Ifite. You are doing lab test with the blood, bearing another person's blood with another person's name. I can tell you, whatever result you get does not belong to the person that owns the name, because it's fake identity. The root of your research, which is the blood, is faulty, is false. So what am I saying is that if you embrace the person in the family and declare that the person is the son of the son and start changing the person's name, and automatically it will become a messless something. In fact, it doesn't gel. Yes. But there is another different dimension to it. If a man, an Igbo man, let's say a man from Oraifite, went to Benin or from to Delta State looking for greener pasture, by so doing, start playing around with woman and got a woman in Delta, maybe or why she was pregnant, and that particular girl gave birth to a son for him. That one is a different thing, because the blood of the man belongs to the family. So if for any reason the Ogbuefi people gave him back that son, because they don't collect another person's son without paying the bride price. Now, if they gave you that son, there is some certain cultural rituals you will do in your father's compound when you are bringing that boy back. It's not what you do in secret. Your village people will come. You will tell them that you have a son whom you get through your alabanko in Ogbuefi. Yes, they will do all the ceremonial rites and tell the ancestors that this child is what you got when you are doing alabanko in Ogbuefi. But now it's their son. You want to embrace him as the son, their son in the town. They do the ritual and carry the. That is another dimension to it. But total abduction from different blood is not acceptable in Igbo spirituality. Another way you can do it is that if you don't have male child, you can keep your daughter to continue with the family lineage, or so that you will trace the blood. Or a woman can even get another wife for her late husband, so that they will now arrange one of the relatives that will be servicing the woman to keep that offspring of the same lineage. That is acceptable in Igbo tradition. But total abduction has spiritual implication in the long run. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And the next question is, can a woman be a clan priestess? That is, nwanyị nwere ike ịbụ aka ji ọfọ obodo?
The thing is that a woman can never be an akajiofo in Igbo spirituality. You know why? There is so much meaning and strength with this offer of the term. Offer is not just, offer is a symbol of authority. And a woman cannot be the avatar. A woman cannot be the highest authority, decision-making authority. A woman cannot be the akajiofo and be hitting. It's a commanding, it's a masculine job. Yes. So a woman can never be an akajiofo. Even if the woman is the oldest woman in their town, can never be the oldest person that will hold the akajiofo or akajiofani. It can never happen, because the work of akajiofo is a masculine work. One, the work of akajiofo it has to do with huge vibrations. So the process of lifting ofo and hitting it on the ground command the power of sound. One day I will give a lecture concerning the power of sound. Yes. Onya bata na Igbo, we don't joke with the power of sound. Onya bata na obugoro na mmadu, ana achi ni mmadu ka ọ na-agba Chukwu. Agbani ya mpodana. Ihe dị mkpa dị about the sound. The power of actually make the power of sound. Onya bata mgbe ụfọdụ achọkwa idupu mmụọ ịgbapụrụ arụsị egbe ka o jebe ọgụ, agbapụ egbe. That sound ka achọrọ, the power of sound, the very, ọ bụrụ na nkọwa nye lecture about the power of sound. If you know, so when you hit your foot on the ground, boy, you produce sound, you produce sound that you produce comes across all the entire vibrations, all the entire universe. That this is the creation. So it carries weight. It carries weight. So for that reason, so a woman is not permitted to be the akajiofo. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The next question is, does Ordinary Igbo support killing of twins?
The truth of the matter is that killing of twins originated from the West. It's not Igbo culture. Igbos don't commit murder. Yes, I'm an authority in talking about this because my clan, we are descendants of Aina. So, for the fact that our culture, Igbo spirituality permits Igbo mad of any kind, including killing of twins. Here about some act, some certain tribes in Africa, an error. And I can tell you that even if some people practice it in the West, does not really make it right. Mana, imagine because of an evil king on a throne, out of ignorance, when sanction war, Kebo mad, Kebo twins. Therefore, you will see a Jamaican Igbo in the known, Nandi Igbo mother. It's not our culture. What Igbo spirituality permit to be of any kind. So, the person made out of ignorance. So, imagine Maki here will justify Yana and Igbo, the Igbo. In Igbo spirituality, splitting of blood is splitting of blood. Human blood is not permitted. So, what I can tell you is that no Igbo spirituality permitted killing of twins. However, few individuals from few towns may have done that. But I can tell you what they did is an error. And nobody sent them. If ever they have committed it in any town, they need to face a quarrel. So it remains an arrow from origin, and it remains an arrow till now. Do you even know that even common human abortion is an arrow? Yeah, well, do you know? So Igbo spirituality does not support killing of twins. If anybody have done it in the past, the person should go and face the necessary cleansing and labor, because nobody sent them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that answer. The next question is: does ordinary Igbo worship idol?
Yes, in Igbo spirituality, we don't worship idol. Yes, we reference them. The way in our culture we reference our elders. Yes. And why ordinary Igbo, we don't worship idol. Yes. However, I found them marble I end up more. I wear you on your more to go more. Obo Kasakasi, Obo Ejake, Bruno, we name one on Bido, gone in one gentleman. So we don't worship idol. That we genuflect or we bow a little before the elders or before an artifact or shrine does not translate to worship. Worship is beyond that, because if genuflection or bowing is not an act of worship, worship is what is from the heart. Because if you have opportunity to see the Mr. President Jagaba, would you bow in respect of the highly personality you just met? You are bowing is not because he's God, but you are bowing because of exalted position which God bless him. If you have opportunity to see Mr. Governor in Oka, would you bow? Yes, you are bowing, not worship. What makes something worship is when you are seeing that particular thing as Alpha and Omega. When you are ready to go against God's almighty 10 commandments in order to please that particular thing or human or being, is when worship sets in. So worship set in is whatever you love more than God Almighty, the unmovable mover, is what you worship. So we are not worshiping entities of powers or Guamadi or Haudo, no. Because we reference them. Because Aema, they are the entities of powers that sees beyond what we can see. So however, we solicit with them to help us to receive blessings from God Almighty, because Aema na Chukwu Okike na-agbasapụ agbado okwu na entities of powers na ndị angelo nke were radiate blessings and powers upon we human beings. So we are not worshiping them. The same way the Catholics don't worship statues molded with 2 bags of cement in their various church. The same way the Anglicans don't worship the cross hung on the altar. Yes, the same way the Catholics don't worship the crucifix. Yes, the same way some wealthy homes, if you go there, you see where they molded the head of their father in their father's grave. That does not mean worship. So why we put those artifacts there is to control our mind, so that whenever we are before the altar, our mind will remain focused. That's why we have those artifacts there and pictures. That does not translate in worship. Let me say this before I close. When you are ready to still go against God's commandment in order to please your wife, you are worshiping your wife. Because you choose your wife ahead of God. So when you choose money, you are willing to go against God's commandment because you love money. You are worshiping money. I hope you are getting my response. So whatever you choose to worship in disrespect against God, that's what you worship. So the entities of powers and the Angelum Church, we call upon them to help us carry our requests, to present it where our prayers will be heard. That's what we do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for that eye-opening answer. Because of our time, we'll draw the curtain for today's program here. Viewers all over the world, we have come to an end on today's edition of Question and Answer. If you have any question based on today's teaching, you can kindly drop it on the comment section or DM Ogbuefi Eze-Ana ugochitubelu with the WhatsApp number showing on your screen. For more inquiries and deep Alpha consultation, you can as well DM him with the same number. Ogbuefi, thank you so much for coming through. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Before we close, any advice for our viewers?
Viewers all over the world, keep sharing, telling people about our administration. Yes, if you have any question concerning this lecture, today's lecture question and answer at 5, or you want me to do deep alpha consultation for you, chat me on WhatsApp 0805-7837-672. I repeat 0805-7837-672. Ask him ka emesia no ọ bụrụ na ọnwa egburu oji eji wee chụ aja emesia na ọ ya ekwu ome udo dịrị.